can you give me your favorite thing about America in your best American accent?
Oh God, this is good. Hang on. So I went to a bachelorette party in Nashville.
Okay.
So let me try and do a bit of a southern accent.
Okay.
I just love Americans. I just think they're the greatest people. They're so warm and welcoming.
That was so much better than I was expecting. I know that's like a backhanded compliment, but that was like, I heard Elvis, I heard
Yes.
Nashville. That was better than most actors I get to do that. So you
Oh
may
my God,
have
thank
you
you.
may have a bit of a career pivot coming up. G'day and welcome to the Big Down Under podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and I got a good one for you today. I got Tyler Mahoney. Now, she might not be the biggest star in the world, but by God is she interesting. She's a gold digger, literally. She's a gold prospector in Australia. She lives close to a town called Kalgoorlie in the middle of nowhere, essentially. Like, she lives in a very remote place digging for gold. And so I wanted to talk to her all about what she does day to day, how she finds the gold, who she finds the gold with, how she sells the gold then. She goes around the world to different places. You find gold and digs there. She's an influencer of sorts. So I talked to her just about the logistics and practicalities of being a gold miner. And also, she's a girl. And so that's different in her field. Usually it's a male-dominated field. But she's also been on some really good documentary series here, like Gold Rush and other ones where they spotlighted her and told her story. And so I just wanted to elaborate on that and hear more just about her life, how she got where she is. She's a fourth-generation gold prospector, which is amazing to be a fourth-generation anything, but they're living out in the Outback. She's in the Outback. So that's also what I talked to her about, just living in the Outback with those snakes and spiders. So without further ado, here is Tyler Mahoney. This is actually what I like about this show. Is I have been interviewing American celebrities at LAX for like over a decade, like A-grade celebrities. And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to interview like cool, interesting Aussies. And here we are. I'm interviewing
What a compliment. Thank
no,
you.
for real. And I'm interviewing a prospector from Australian Outback. So this is what I wanted. You're in your netball outfit. Perfect.
Oh, well, I'm glad it's okay. Yeah, I apologize for the absolute chaos that I'm bringing, but we're here and we can do it now.
That's perfect. We were going to do it a couple days ago, but you were like out bush. What were you doing?
Yeah, so we were on a prospecting trip and we were about 2 hours out of Kalgoorlie, and
Where
we
is
do
that?
have Starlink.
Where is that?
So Kalgoorlie is about 6 hours from Perth, inland into the bush, into the outback. It's a gold mining town where, yeah, in the desert basically. And then we have some prospecting and mining tenements about 2 hours away. So we were there on a big family prospecting trip, and yeah, we have Starlink out there, but it was playing up. So I was like, oh my God, this is not going to go down well. So I appreciate the reschedule.
No worries. Oh, so you guys use Starlink out there. Shout out to Elon for like helping you.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't realize we had Starlink out there in the Outback.
Yeah, it's the only way we'll get reception. If we don't have that, then there's absolutely no service. Like, which is good. I actually like being out the bush with no service, no way for anyone to contact me. But like for safety reasons and things like that, it is nice to have some kind of connection to the real world.
Totally. What is it like sort of living in the Outback? And I'm not even asking that just for like an American listener's sake. I want to know sort of, I have visited, a few places like, just Darwin and around, Northern Territory and stuff. But what is it like just like living and working in the Outback?
Yeah, it's definitely look, I love it, but it takes like some resilience because we're where I am, we're lucky to have Kalgoorlie. So we do have some of like the some things that come with living in a town. But where I grew up is proper outback, out on stations. Americans call them, like, the equivalent would be a ranch, big cattle stations. And that is so far from help. Like, there's no room for error. Like, for example, if you needed a nurse, the closest nursing post would be a 10-hour drive. So we would use the Royal Flying Doctor. There's no quick trip in to get some food if you forget bread or milk. So you have to be really resilient. You have to be prepared. And, like, the summers are 40 to 50 degrees Celsius.
Which is, I don't even know. I don't even know what that is in Fahrenheit, but like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And a lot of flies, snakes, all the things that when someone imagines Australia, they're probably imagining snakes and spiders and all that kind of stuff. And that is actually what it's like being out in the outback.
Oh, really? Do you have to fend off, like, dangerous animals every day for your work?
Lots of drop bears.
Lots of drop bears. I know. I tell Americans about how those drop bears, they can get you. You got to be careful.
Oh God, yeah.
But that's interesting that there's like lots of massive snakes and spiders just like at your job.
Yeah, like honestly, the flies are worse. Like, the flies will send anyone insane. But you do just have to have your wits about you, and because, like I said, you're so far from help. So if something does go wrong, it's not a quick fix.
Right. Are there any misconceptions about the Outback?
Misconceptions. There's lots of misconceptions about prospectors, I feel. Like lots of people imagine, an old man with a long beard carrying a pick over his shoulder.
Yeah.
But now there's like a new generation of prospectors coming through, which is really cool to see.
Well, I mean, people definitely would picture a man when they say prospector, and you're like a pioneer, I guess. So what is it like working in a very male-dominated field?
Yeah, definitely. Mining and prospecting is definitely very male dominated, but I'm lucky that I had a really strong mum and a really strong grandma who were prospectors. So they always like kind of showed me to take up space and remind me that I do like deserve to be there and I do know what I'm talking about. But it's funny, like a good way to describe it is me and my brother and I walk into a room and we both have very similar experience. I'm older, but he is automatically always given respect and I always have to earn it and always have to prove myself. But like mining now is, it's good. It's getting more female dominated and there's a lot of women coming through the ranks, but we still have a way to go.
Yeah, do you find that a lot, that people sort of like dismiss you because you're a woman doing this? I would have thought that these days, especially when it got to do with like gold and I don't know why that the gender would make a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a boys' game. It absolutely is a boys' game. I don't want to complain about it because there is a lot of good people in the prospecting game, but like the prospecting game is taken up by like a lot of like bushmen, like people that live in the bush and do not come near civilization. So, there's a lot of progressive people in the mining industry, but proper prospectors who are proper bush people don't have that kind of, they're stuck in the 40s, they're stuck in the 50s and 60s still. So it's a little bit backwards. And they're the kind of people that you have to, prove yourself to.
When they find gold though, those prospectors that live in the bush, like what do they do with the money that if they're just living in the bush, where does the money go?
So most of these people are completely off-grid. They don't have bank accounts. They don't have the Australian equivalent of a social security number. These people are like born in the bush and they don't leave the bush for their whole lives. So I'm also a gold dealer. 90% of my customers who I buy gold off, it's cash-only deals. They just like live off-grid completely.
Unbelievable. And so then what do they do with the money though? If they're just like living in the bush, then what do they spend their money on?
It's funny, you can always tell when a prospector's found a good patch because they'll have a brand new car or a brand new piece of machinery.
Right.
Prospectors don't sell their gold until they need food, water, cars, machinery.
I gotcha. So interesting. What is your like best or proudest or most valuable find?
So I found an ironstone lode. An ironstone lode is basically like a primary source of gold. It's like where the saying the mother lode comes from. And we were up in a place called, it was out past Laverton, so really remote outback. And my brother and I were chaining the side of a hill. So basically we were using a chain behind us to kind of mark where we were walking so we could easily track where we hadn't gone. And we were on a patch. So we'd found a lot of gold nuggets, and basically the gold nuggets were kind of working their way up the hill. And I got up to like probably 3/4 of the way up of the hill, and the sun was about to go down. And I got a really deep, quiet target. And it was kind of one of those targets where you keep walking and then you're like, no, I should dig that. So I turned around and I started digging it, and it started getting louder, which is a really good sign because it means it is an actual target, not ground noise. And then I bottomed out. So I hit the bedrock and the target was getting really loud. So normally you would find nuggets kind of sitting on top of that bedrock. But this was sitting below it, and that's a good indicator that it's like a source, normally like an ironstone lode or a quartz reef or something. So I called Dad on the two-way, and this hill was quite steep. So I called Dad on the two-way. I said, Dad, you're going to have to come up here. He said, excuse my friend. He said, I'm not effing walking up that effing hill unless it's decent. And I said, I think it'll be worth your time. So he walked up the hill and ended up being an ironstone lode with about $100,000 worth of gold in it.
Nice. How big is that?
So this gold is not nuggets. It's gold in ore. So it's like fine particles. So we had to extract it out, and then go and process it and refine the gold. And we had it a gold bar in the end.
So what is your what equipment do you use? And then what is your process to refine the gold so that then you can do your gold dealing stuff?
So 95% of the gold we find is alluvial gold nuggets. So free form gold. You know, you see big photos of big chunky nuggets. That's what we find. And then that, if it's over 5 grams in weight, we will sell as is because it's worth more as a nugget. There's a thing called a nugget premium because only 1% of the world's gold production is gold nuggets. So you keep as is, you get spot plus a decent premium. And then that other 5% that we're kind of hard rock mining, we're getting gold in ore. The process is to extract in like a costine or follow the reef, and then you crush it down with a big crusher, and then we would run it through a gold wheel or a gold cube, and then we would pan off until we've got gold, and then we can melt it into a bar, and then we would send that to the mint.
Wow. That's a very interesting process. You're responsible for selling it then as well, and you're an influencer. You're like a gold digging influencer. What has that been like? Why did you decide to, turn to social media? And like, it's been really effective for you. You're like very popular online. I imagine a lot of your sales come from your personal fans. What has that been like as like an unlock for you and your family?
It's so interesting. Yeah, I remember when I was in primary school and high school, I used to get bullied so hard for being a gold prospector. Like everyone would make fun of me. So there was a time in my early like 20s and late teenage years where I did not post about being a gold prospector. I actually moved to Melbourne to get away from it. It was a whole thing. Anyway, and then I started doing a TV show called Aussie Gold Hunters, and we just had an influx of people wanting to learn how to find gold. And obviously it's super niche. It's not something that, you see every day. And then I kind of just saw the potential really to create a business around it. And yeah, you're right. All of my customers come from organic social media. I was lucky I did a few TV shows called Gold Rush and Parker's Trail, and that brought in a really large international audience. And yeah, my business started off being education, just teaching people how to find gold, and then quickly turned into me selling gold because there's such a huge market and not a lot of, I'm probably one of very, very few gold dealers on the internet. It's a very old school game. So I kind of brought that new age to it.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you're doing that, and it's so effective. And you're a 4th generation gold prospector. So you're like, family must be like, oh my God, what is going on? You have totally like transformed the family business.
It's so funny. Like on this bush trip we were just on, my family hates the camera, and I'll be like out there vlogging, and I'm like, just a day in the life, and everyone's like ducking behind me so they're not in the video. And I'm like, they're very, very supportive, don't get me wrong. But they appreciate the benefits that it brings, but yeah, they definitely don't love the spotlight. So it's a hard balance.
How do you explain it to them? Do they understand it? I imagine like your old man's not on Instagram. Like, how do you explain what you're doing and that, look, people over in America are now like seeing you like dig for gold, and now that's why we're doing so well. How do you explain that to someone like an older generation?
Yeah, so my mum and dad were actually on one of the TV shows with me. So
Oh,
they're not as bad, but my extended family, like my cousins and my aunties and uncles and brother and stuff, who are very like bogan Aussie, they don't do the whole social media. They don't get it. It's a lot of like, just trust the process. I promise it's good. A lot of cringing, a lot of me just ignoring the head noise and I'm kind of pushing forward with it. But I love it because I think it's so cool that I get to share gold prospecting with the world, because it's not
mm,
something that, many people get to share. And there's so much knowledge that's going to die with that older generation of prospectors. You don't go to TAFE or uni to be a prospector. The only knowledge you can get is from experience or from the prospectors before us. So I love being able to share how to find gold, how to get involved in it, how to invest in gold. I just like love it. I think it's so cool that I get to share it with the world.
it is. It is. I heard someone once said they said everything you want is on the other side of cringe. Like,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's so scared to post anything, or what you were saying at school and you're embarrassed about being a prospector. And then when you started out, you're like, should I post? Should I post? And then
Mm-hmm.
starting posting and like pushing through the cringe of what other people that you respect and who or maybe related to you might think. Now look at you. Everyone's looking up to you now for like, how do we be like you now? It's amazing. You pushing through that, and now look how successful you are internationally.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's the saying, you've got to climb cringe mountain to get to success. And like, I'm from Kalgoorlie, and you probably know what this is like. Australia is rife with tall poppy syndrome. Like, it is something chronic here. When I go to the States, it's so refreshing to have people be excited about success and excited about new things. Whereas Australians, especially rural Australians, tend to have a bit of tall poppy syndrome. Like, I still have people in Kalgoorlie now that pull the absolute piss out of me and just like try and make a mockery of it. But
Because you're doing
I just
well.
don't yeah, I just don't care. I'm the one that gets to travel the world and have the best time of my life whilst they're stuck in Kalgoorlie. So I guess it speaks for itself.
Good attitude. So where have you traveled to, like with work? What I don't even know where gold is in the world, to be honest.
So I'm so lucky. I've actually traveled a lot through a TV show called Parker's Trail. We did Bolivia, Peru, gold mining in Bolivia and Peru, and so much gold there. I actually did not know this before I went there. We saw a lot of gold, very like a lot of corruption, and it was like the gold world always has an underbelly, always. It just brings out that side of people. But I saw a lot of that in Peru and Bolivia. But I also got to go to the Amazon. I was in the Amazon, and they were getting shovels of dirt from the side of the river, shaking it around a bit of water, and there was huge gold tails. So that was cool. Did New Zealand, Canada, Alaska, a whole lap of Australia gold mining. So yeah, I'm really, really lucky that I've done a lot of it. But probably my favorite is a place called Dawson City up in the Yukon, the top of Canada. That is one of the coolest places I've ever been.
How come?
That's like Dawson City is the weirdest place ever because it's incredibly remote, like way more remote than my life is. Like -40 in the winters. Got to get a seaplane get a plane into the mine site because the roads are frozen, and you've got this mixture of really like blue collar, hardworking gold miners, and then it's also like got this really like eccentric, a bit hippie vibe. These people that kind of escape to live off grid. And it's so funny to see these people like live together and work together. It creates like, yeah, the town's got so much energy and so much character.
That's awesome. Hey, I get everyone to do this, okay? So can you give me your favorite thing about America in your best American accent?
Oh God, this is good. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. So I went to a bachelorette party in Nashville.
Okay.
So let me try and do a bit of a southern accent.
Okay.
What do I love about America? I just love Americans. I just think they're the greatest people. They're so warm and welcoming.
That was so much better than I was expecting. I know that's like a backhanded compliment, but that was like, I heard Elvis, I heard
Yes.
Nashville. That was better than most actors I get to do that. So you
Oh
may
my God,
have
thank
you
you.
may have a bit of a career pivot coming up.
Oh, well, hopefully it involves a move to Nashville. I love that place.
Wow. Is there any gold around Nashville? Where's gold in America?
Mhm. California, Alaska, Nevada. Yeah, I worked at a gold mine in Alaska and that was crazy. Like grizzly bears, wolves, being out in the woods, crazy. Shouldn't say crazy Alaskans, eccentric Alaskans.
Right.
Uh, that
That
was fun.
that's awesome. Have you ever had any sort of unusual finds that weren't gold when you were digging up?
So, God, this is probably about 10 years ago now, but my family were out prospecting and we found this solid gold ring. It was huge, a big man's ring, and it was like 18 carat and it had 1898 Coolgardie jewelers engraved in it and four big numbers on the top of it. And so we did a bit of digging and obviously the Coolgardie jewelers, Coolgardie's like a gold rush mining town. It's very small. They were open in the original gold rush. And so we found the old jewelers, they've closed down. And then we were a bit confused about what the four numbers meant. But we ended up figuring it out that it was a GML. So a GML is an old gold mining lease. And if you were to peg an old GML back in the gold rush days, it had to be really, really rich ground. So our theory is what happened is this prospector had his GML, found a ton of gold, and then went into town, had this ring made up with with the lease numbers on it, and unfortunately lost it. And we actually found the old GML and we went out there and there was a heap of old workings and shafts and stuff. It was really cool.
Ashes to ashes, huh? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
dug it up and then
Mm-hmm.
it will just fall off your hand and go back in.
I
That's
know what
all.
a stitch up, hey?
That's awesome. Do you ever do like that beach, like, metal detectors on the beach sort of looking for rings?
No, I haven't, but I would love to. They do a lot of it in Florida and they find lots of cool things there. So that's on my to-do list.
Yeah, because like a lot of old people in Florida and they're out there on the beach with their jewelry and they're clumsy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it's a good place to do it. Do we still shout Eureka when we find gold?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Or you shout, it's a bloody ripper. That's a good one.
I didn't realize that there was a new one. It's a bloody ripper. Or is
Bloody
that?
ripper. That's the new one. Hmm.
Oh, so it was Eureka back in the day. That's just you say that, and then what does everyone just come a running when you shout Eureka or Bloody Ripper?
Absolutely. You actually like shouldn't shout it though anymore because we have a thing called poachers. So people that come on and come to your ground and steal your gold. So we actually like to keep quiet these days and not do too much shouting.
Oh, it's like Eureka.
Bloody ripper, like that.
Yeah. See, this is interesting stuff. Uh, how often do you check the price of gold?
Every 10 seconds. I want it
Right.
all day.
Yeah,
Every 10 because I buy and sell. And I buy a lot of scrap gold, so like small gold that I can't sell as nuggets, and I'm constantly sending off big parcels of scrap gold to the mint. And so they'll ring me and they'll say, we just got your parcel, do you want to sell today or do you want to wait till the refinery date? So it's kind of like always a gamble. I'm kind of always hedging my bets, buying and selling, so I'm constantly looking at the price of gold.
Do you ever look at the price of Bitcoin?
I actually have a little bit of Bitcoin, so yes, not as much as gold, but a little bit of Bitcoin.
Do you think it's digital gold?
That's what they call it. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not a crypto queen. I don't know enough about it, but I did buy when it was quite low, so my couple of $1,000 has gone up a bit, which is good.
Wow. Good. Okay. I
Hmm.
like that. Um,
Hmm.
how lucrative can your profession be?
Um, if we look at it in two parts, so if we look at prospecting, it is like hard. It is, my dad calls it's either baked beans or lobster. You're either on the bones of your ass or you're hitting the jackpot. And there's no security. You have no idea what you're finding tomorrow. So you can do very well. And we're lucky that we have had like some success and some luck. And then in gold dealing, kind of my business that I run, the margins are really tight because the market kind of sets the prices. So you need to be moving a lot of volume. That's where I'm really fortunate that I have my platform. So I do have quite a big reach. Um, Yeah, I hope that it's lucrative. I'm only young, so I'm hoping in the future that it is a lucrative industry.
Gold prospecting is a lot what I do every day. You know what I do? I go out
Well,
to LAX with a video camera in my backpack and try to strike gold, try to find a celebrity who's going to give me a
hmm
soundbite. Often I come back with baked beans. Sometimes it's lobster. But, it's a bit of I like these sort of roll the dice, don't know what today is going to bring jobs. I hope it's a successful day. A lot of it's luck, a lot of it's hard work.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
do you like living in that sort of work where it's sort of day to day? It could be amazing day, could be a terrible day, or would you prefer like a bit more structured? A lot of people would prefer a more
Mm.
structured life.
No, no, no. I hate stability and structure, which is probably a really big red flag. But like, I always say to myself, if I'm feeling a bit like stressed or down, I always say, could be worse. I could have a real job. I would much rather be rolling the dice every day, having the dopamine hits. Like those. It's exactly what you do. It's like a bit of a gamble. I
Yeah.
find that so exciting. I would much prefer that than a stable day job.
You say red flags. Does it affect relationships that you get into?
I'm lucky my boyfriend, he's actually a gold miner. He works on a really big gold mine here as a excavator operator. So he's in the game. He understands what it's like. I travel a lot for work, which I'm really lucky about, and he's very patient. So I did get lucky with that. But yeah, it's also like I go out bush a lot, so I am constantly a bit gross and smell a bit and covered in red dirt. And he's very patient with that side of it, so that helps.
That's good. That's good. He gets it.
Yeah.
What do you do if there's like long droughts between finding gold and you're like, don't know where the baked beans are even coming from?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's definitely happened. And like it happens all at once. So we'll have a dry run where we won't be on any gold, and then the excavator breaks, and then the loader breaks, and then of course the car's got to break as well. And it feels like it's all happening at once. And then you just hope to the gold gods that your luck's going to turn, and it always does. Yeah, I feel like if you're persistent and you stick at it, and you're good at doing some hard work, the gold gods always look after you.
Do you actually pray to the gold gods when you're out there?
I don't like pray, but I'm actually, my dad would cringe if he heard me saying this, but I'm quite spiritual. So whenever I go out bush, I always say like a quick like acknowledgement, like thanks for letting me be here. And I always just say, if a bit of gold's got my name on it, help me walk over it. My dad definitely doesn't do that. He's not spiritual in any sense, but I think it helps.
Nice. Do you have any other sort of lucky charms or superstitions or anything?
Well, when you're prospecting, you always have a gold jar on you. And if you leave camp without a gold jar, because a gold jar is like just an old pill bottle of any
Yeah.
kind, and it's what you put your nuggets in. If you leave camp without a pill bottle, that is a bad omen, because it's like you're walking out there not expecting to find any. So I always have one on me.
I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Big finish. Last few questions. I heard of this thing called gold fever, like where people are
Mhm.
just like so. And can you describe gold fever, and have you ever had it?
I've got gold fever. I think you're the type of person that would get gold fever as
Is
well.
that right?
It's yeah, yeah, definitely. Just from this conversation, it's it's like it's actually crazy. I don't have, it's not always a bad thing, but some people get really bad gold fever where it can turn a friend or family into a completely different person. Um, this is why there's such an underbelly in the gold world, because people just have this extreme version of gold fever where it turns to greed, and they steal, and they just lose all sense of morals and values just because they're so gold hungry. So we've like seen best friends, brothers, sisters, families completely broken up over gold. People who are normally great people, like, yeah, steal. It just sends people insane. I definitely have gold fever, but it's not that kind of gold fever. I just have gold fever in the sense that I love being out there looking for it and hunting for it, but I'm not possessed by it yet. But it definitely happens to people.
So people just get so sort of greedy and want all the gold for themselves that they do
Hmm.
things to people they love that they wouldn't. That's it's about gold.
Absolutely.
That's so interesting that it happens in your profession.
Absolutely. Since the start of the gold rush, that's why Kalgoorlie is the only place in Australia that has a specialised gold detective squad. So we have a gold squad, and their sole purpose in the police force is to go after gold theft and gold stealing because it's so rife in the industry.
No way. Okay, that's very
Mhm.
interesting. What do you
Mhm.
think? Have you heard of this place? And what do you think about Outback Steakhouse?
Is that an American fast food chain?
An American fast food chain is capitalizing off your good name. They got Outback Steakhouse. It's a very popular fast food chain here. They sell all these things that aren't really Australian, like bloomin' onions and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. It's
Okay. If you're listening, Outback Steakhouse, let's collab. I'll show you a real Outback meal.
Oh, nice. I like that. You should. I hope they're listening.
That'd be epic.
Do you have beef with silver and bronze?
We actually have silver in our gold. So when I send gold off to be smelted, I get paid out in the silver. So I'm happy with silver. Bronze, not so much. I got beef with bronze.
You got beef with bronze?
Yeah, just doesn't do it for me.
Doesn't do it for you? Okay, no. Tyler, that was so fun. And I mean it. Like, this is the reason that I like doing the shows. It's just like having just weird, interesting chats with Aussies that I love and I've been following. So thank you very much for coming on. I know it's 7 a.m. here. It's 10 p.m. there. We figured it out eventually.
We figured it out.
But good luck with everything. And if you come over to the States, look me up.
I love that. Thank you so much. That was so much fun. And I will be in the States in a couple of months. So we'll have to go to Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, we'll go to Outback Steakhouse. Yes. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, Tyler. Speak to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Layla, it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You're essentially my intern. You're the intern for the TMZ podcast department.
Yes. Love it here.
And so some might say it's desperate times when we're getting an intern to stand in. I don't. I think this is amazing.
Thank you for having me. This is my dream show. I've always wanted to be on this show.
You've always
Big Down Under.
Of being on Big Down Under.
I wish I was from Australia.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
What do you know about Australia?
Koala bears.
We don't call them bears.
Oh, what do you call them?
Koalas.
Oh, just koalas.
They're not part of the bear family.
Okay.
These are just things I tell Americans. So I'm just
wow.
Do you know what the capital of Australia is?
Not Sydney.
No. That's good that you know that.
I know that. What is it?
Canberra.
Okay.
I'm from Canberra.
You're from...
Yeah.
So you're like the celebrity of Australia.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I'm trying to get the celebrities of Australia to come on my podcast. And
okay.
Some of them have.
They're very interesting.
Some of them have turned it down. So anyway, this is the section of the show where we talk about this week down under. We're talking about news that's happened in Australia this week.
What happened?
Well, this isn't necessarily happened in Australia, but it happened to two Australians. Mm-hmm. Do you know Sia?
Sia, the singer.
The singer Sia.
Okay.
Chandelier.
Yeah.
She wears those wigs.
I'm gonna swing. Yep.
That's it. Okay. There you go, Layla. Look, you're coming out of your shell already.
Yeah.
She was holding hands with another Australian, fueling dating speculation. And I don't know if you know who this guy is.
What's his name?
Harry Jowsey.
Never heard of him.
You haven't heard of Harry Jowsey?
What does he do?
He's like a reality star.
Okay.
He was on Netflix. He was on was it Too Hot to Handle or F-Boy Island or one of those? He was on one of those things and he was like the breakout star.
Oh, like the bombshell?
He was no, he wasn't like the bomb. You're thinking Love Island. Now.
Yeah.
He was like the breakout star on one of these Netflix dating shows. And he's somehow propelled himself that he's still famous now. So famous that he's about to have his own Netflix dating show called something, Who Wants to Marry Harry or some shit like that.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Sia, this amazing global artist is maybe dating he's got a dating show coming out, but they were canoodling, holding hands, walking around somewhere. A lot of people think, she's a lot older, but that's kind of cool,
Yeah.
We like to be with an older one. But also he's not on her level. She's like a legend and he's like a reality star.
So it's giving short term. She just wants to have fun.
Maybe, true. Mm. She actually just got out of a marriage, I think. So maybe she just does want to have a little fun.
Yeah, it's not gonna last.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
Sia's kid's name is Somersault Wonder. That's Sia's kid's name. Somersault Wonder.
Somersault Wonder.
Do you wish you were named Somersault Wonder?
Not at all.
Okay. Very good. Okay, on to my next story that I'm to pitch you. You know the Dallas cheerleaders, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course you do.
TikTok,
yeah, they got that Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
big money.
we've got an Aussie that's joining The Dallas cheerleaders.
No way.
The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, yes.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, it's very exciting for the country. Australia's kind of like rejoicing right now because, I mean, this is America's team, right?
Right.
And we got one of our own on them. So, her name's Faith Ward. She's like, doing the TikTok thing,
Oh yeah,
social
beautiful
media
girl.
thing.
Yes.
Do you like, so I saw some people online who wanted the Dallas cheerleaders to stay American.
Oh.
Do you think that is there any relevance to that, or it's America's team?
It's America's team.
These cheerleaders are like famous now, so this girl's going to become a celebrity now. Do you think you like that there's an Aussie on the Dallas cheerleaders?
It's America's game. Like, let's stay here, keep it in the.
Wow.
But
It's sounding a little like a hate crime or something. Like
no hate crime. I feel like, yeah, we gotta start here. Keep it. We gotta keep some things for ourselves.
Okay, I like your hot takes.
Yeah,
that's a good hot take.
Hot take.
Okay. Well, shout out to. I want to get her on the podcast.
No, she'll come. She'll definitely
come on the podcast. Yeah.
She probably is already a fan.
Yeah. Wow, poor cheerleaders. The final story is you watch Devil Wears Prada, the original?
I have.
They're making another one with Anne Hathaway.
Oh my God, it's been so long.
It's been a long time. And there's like a popular Aussie guy. His name is Patrick Brammall.
Okay.
He's going to be in the new Devil Wears Prada.
Ooh, are people excited about this?
Yeah, I mean, Devil Wears Prada was such a big movie. And so I think like a sequel, we live in the land of sequels.
Everybody's going to watch it. So
everyone's going to watch it.
He's going to be famous.
I'm always just rooting for my Aussies that are in these like big blockbusters. You never know when they're there.
Yes.
We need to educate you more in Australia. This was a good start though.
Thank you.
This was a good start.
Yeah. I'm excited to be here. I'm going to be hosting next time. So
yes.
Yeah.
You could be
I'm
the
going
new
to
host of Big Down Under.
all the history. And
I love that.
Gen Z.
Let's hear.
over.
Okay, before we go, let's hear your best Australian accent.
Oh, no.
Come on, Layla. What do you want to? You just
What should I say? Yeah.
Just say something like, it's not a koala bear, mate. They don't call it a koala bear, mate. They call it a koala.
It's not a koala bear, mate. They call it a koala.
Hey.
Woo!
Hired. You won't be an intern for long. You're getting hired.
Ooh.
I love it.
Full time.
Real full time, baby. Okay, thank you, Layla.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.